Welcome, everybody.
Another amazing Thursday with Georgiana.
Thursday again, but at least it feels a lot better being able to join you here, Milagros, to chat and brainstorm and share with the guys who join us here. So thank you for joining us here. We're looking forward to sharing some really cool stuff today.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome. Feel free to put in the chat where you're from and what would you like for us to talk about on our next video. What are your thoughts on what we're covering today? Your questions. We're just open here for anything. That's why we're live, because we want to be able to interact with all of you. And
having a good couple of weeks, like in terms of interaction. We've been hearing a lot from you guys, your feedback, even those of you who are watching the hashtag replay. We've been seeing hashtag replay in the videos in the comments box after. So we're glad that you guys are able to join us, even if you can't join us live here at 11 in the morning, later during the day when you're watching. I love seeing that you guys are still interacting and even interacting with each other, because that's what this is all about. So that's been good.
And we have some great topics today. It's something that we felt that was necessary to talk about, like everything we talk about every Thursday. It's just kidding.
Well, that's what's so great about this, because it's sort of impromptu. Like, yes, we plan to meet, but we're kind of just sharing the stuff that we're kind of realizing throughout our week. We sometimes think of something and we're excited to get together to share it, to talk about it, to see how we can use these different tools that are being made available to us to grow our business. So it's like it's ever evolving and growing, and it's kind of fun to see the evolution of how we are doing this. So
yeah, it's a weekly thought recap of what we left off the week before. And it's always something new, with Avon and everything that's happening. We always have something great to talk about. Thank God.
That's what I love that, because sometimes you're doing something, like we always say, okay, well, what are we going to talk about? We don't have anything to talk about this week. And then there's always something. You can always review a new way to use old products. There's new offers available to us. Avon is constantly doing new stuff. So it's kind of cool because it keeps it fresh. There's always something to talk about, something to learn, something else that we can use to grow. And I think that you guys are being great with sharing in the comments section your feedback and your tips. So it's not just me and Milagros here, it's you guys. So we love you guys for joining us and for participating and making this something that everybody can kind of get around and grow in.
So we love to mingle with all of you, definitely. Hey, Linda, thank you for joining.
Morning.
How's your week? Share.
It's going to be a great week because it's 4th of July weekend. So tomorrow is like the national celebration of 4th of July, since it falls on a Saturday this year. So I know a lot of you guys are going to be off from work. Some areas are opening up, creating safe spaces that you can go out and still, keep your distance, which is great. So I would love to hear from you guys. What is the stuff that you're planning for this weekend, if anything at all? You guys know me, I am digital, so. Yeah.
Me too.
I was talking to
right now.
Right?
We're going to even be watching the fireworks. Digital.
Online. It's where I want to be. But we were talking to some leaders yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going out. I'm not going to be going out for a while. But even in not going out, like you said, there's so much that you can still do, watching stuff online, participating in, different events and activities online. And for me, I've been using the promo tool to send coupons to my customers. So I have a coupon that's out right now that I've already shared with my customers. So even though we can't see each other, even though we can't connect in person, it's still okay. A lot of my customers are all over the US, which is great, because I think that for me, I've kind of moved away from, what am I going to do in my local area, to how can I service my entire customer base over the US. So I love that Avon is doing the promo tools where we can send coupon offers to our customers. This week, it's that free Veilment sample. Have you guys like, let me know in the chat box. I think there are a couple of you on now. Have you guys tried the new Vailment products? Because if not, you can get it to your customers for them to sample it, and then B, you can offer it as a free sample, so they get to try. I've been loving the Vailment stuff.
Yeah,
I think that it's good stuff.
and so it is so light. Everything goes in my neck. You know that. I have neck issues, so very important.
So yeah, those are great offers. And Milagros has another offer that's going on right now for us as representatives that she wants to share. Should I?
Avon Perks, you share. You are the virtual expert.
A virtual connoisseur. Yeah, so I don't know. You guys should know. If you don't know, consider yourself knowing now. But let me just hide this tab so I can make this a little bit bigger. So if you don't know, Avon has created this special offer for us called Avon Perks. So when you go into Avon now under Manage Business, this section right here is where you'll find Avon Perks. And it's basically an area where you can go to find all these great offers, special offers that Avon has for us. Because they're a big company, they're able to tap into some of these exclusive offers. So there's discounts on groceries, on food. I know some of you are like, wine. Yes. But I've been looking at these like for gifts for the family, taking advantage of some of the offers that they have. 27 piece chocolate assortment gift box, 15% off. So it's like little coupons that you can get off of different companies, and it's different for everyone. They have a whole wide bunch of categories that you can see: home, auto, pets, outdoor recreation, apparel, a little bit of everything. So you can tailor it to yourself. But this is something that is open to every single representative. This is a discount and a benefit, a perk of being a representative that you can take advantage of. So I want to encourage everyone to register for this, sign up for it, and take advantage of some of these opportunities. Because I think as representatives, sometimes we kind of tell ourselves lies. We're like, oh, all the good stuff is only for the top sellers and the top leaders. But I think with this, you just get that membership discount. And, who doesn't like getting, it's like a country club. You join the club and you get a discount on all the other stuff.
Even health and wellness. Look at that. That's like
look. How did you spot that?
How did I not see that? Yeah, everything. That's awesome.
All of these items, different companies, different, it's the affiliates.
Yes. But one thing that I am most impressed is about the deal for, look at that. Yes. Go-to meeting.
Tell us, Milagros. Tell us.
Oh my gosh. This is amazing. It's $1.60 a month. It's $19.20 for a yearly membership. So that's unbeatable.
Look how much you save. $208.
Yes, it's just for us. And I was so amazed how easy it is to sign up. So, Georgiana, can you show us, please? Because I had a hard time trying to find it. So,
So if you log in, once you register, if you don't see it come up on the homepage, all you have to do is search, go to meeting, give it a second. It'll come up under brands. It's the only offer that GoToMeeting has for us. So it'll just come up, and then you'll click on shop now, and that'll bring you to the page where you can register. Some things to keep in mind.
A little tip, because I was typing GoToMeeting and meetings and it didn't come out. Make sure that you do the whole GoToMeeting together. That way, no spaces, because that's the difficulty. And I'm glad that we're talking about this, because it was something that I wanted to do for a while. I just have been putting it off. We use other platforms like StreamYard. This one is free, absolutely free. But I would like for all of you guys to really consider getting into these kind of platforms to be able to do virtual meetings with your team, with your customers. Some of you use Zoom. This is another option so that you can start or continue to work virtually. So let's talk about virtual meetings now that we're in the subject. As instead of products, as we always do, we always do products and then we do leadership. But since we're in this subject, how about sharing some of the tips, Georgiana, of what you do and what works for you with virtual meetings?
Yeah, so I tried to do virtual team meetings. I had taken a break last year because of stuff that happened with family, but I'm getting back into it now. I've tried Zoom. I've tried a lot of different meeting platforms, but one of the reasons I like GoToMeeting, it's not perfect. It does have its flaws. One tip to keep in mind is when you're registering, just just a little FYI, you do want to use a brand new email. So if you have registered for GoToMeeting before with the Avon meetings, Avon also uses GoToMeeting as a platform, or GoToWebinar for their platform for their meeting. If you've pre-registered your account with them, then you want to just use a new email to register.
I am writing it down because
FYI, because I kind of ran into that issue, and like Milagros said, this is something that is it's an offer that's exclusive only to us. Because I called the company, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to take advantage of this offer, and they were like, we don't have any offer like that. What are you talking about? The cheapest we have is like $100, and I was like, no, I want to pay $19 for the whole year. And they were kind of confuddled, but they were, it's just for us. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I like GoToMeeting, and I've been liking it. One of the things I found with them over Zoom, I kind of like the quality of their recordings a little bit better, and they allow you to like black out your desktop, and they give you a nice clean area where you can see the videos of the participants along with your screen share. So when I do meetings with my team, I do tend to do like a PowerPoint slide. I like to do team recognition. So we have our meetings every campaign, and I recognize the top sellers. I welcome the new representatives. So I like to have a little slide with the photo. I'm a visual person. I like to have visuals. I've tried it without. I prefer to have it with. And then GoToMeeting also allows you to call in. Zoom allows you to do this as well. But I was finding that Zoom was doing some strange things lately. So when Avon came out with this, I was just like, let me just jump ship right now and take advantage of this opportunity. But at the very least, it's an opportunity for you to try something new. Should try to manage your meeting and get used to that virtual atmosphere where you're hosting a webinar. I think it's good training, and it's good to get used to. I actually use them for work as well. When I'm meeting we're starting construction, God willing. Pray for me on our house soon. So we have our construction meetings and GoToMeeting as well. So these are tools and skills that are exchangeable. But for me, I like to use meetings with my team because I feel that when you're doing a meeting, you get to connect with people. I think you guys know me. I always encourage everyone to join the meetings. And that is where you learn. That's where you grow. And for me in my Avon business, even as a person, I think that meeting atmosphere is what allowed me to learn and grow. Because especially when you're first getting started, you don't really know what questions to ask. You kind of just get in, and then you're there. And if you allow yourself to kind of just stay in your own little bubble, you're not going to give yourself the opportunities to grow. You're not going to hear those little nuggets of wisdom from other people who have the experience if you're just in there by yourself. And I think that for me, going to the meetings, like back in the day, we used to physically go to meetings. For me, I think it's so much better to just do it online, because I could be doing my housework or my emails, working on my blog, open another window, and I'm in the meeting. I don't have to leave my seat. I don't have to worry about travel time and commuting and parking and all that other stuff here in the city. It's a nightmare. So it's another level of anxiety that I don't have to worry about. So
yeah, I love that. I want to share something. Before the pandemic started, I started to notice a lot of decrease in attendance from the meetings that I used to have. Every Wednesday, we used to meet, and I had a good size meeting, 10, 12, and maybe more. But then when everything started going digitally and we started, the company started putting in a lot of digital trainings, I noticed that my attendance was going down to the point that my meetings went from every Wednesday to once a month on Saturdays. And at the beginning they were large. Again, they started getting smaller and smaller. So I know that all of that has to do with the amount of training and the amount of platforms that we have right now. What do you think, Georgiana?
It could be. For me, we always have this discussion because we're always trying to find ways that we can get more people to participate. How can we, asking ourselves, how can we make this available to a wider range of people and a wider range of schedules and a wider range of areas? And to be honest, I think that it's really up to the people. Like, if you're serious about your business, I always say this, here and when we're outside, that whenever I go to a meeting, whether it's hosted by Avon or other leaders, I see other top sellers in there. Whenever I go places, I run into you, I run into Matupe, I run into Jessica, people from all over the country you see constantly coming to the meetings. And I realize that those people who are going to the meetings, I haven't been able to figure out if it's like their drive is getting them to the meetings and they're going to the meetings is what's helping them grow their business, or if they're just intention to go to the meetings is giving them to the drive so that they can see. I don't know if it's like a chicken and an egg situation, but I know that the top people, the people who are doing well in this business and succeeding, are the ones who are at the meeting. So I feel like it's really up to the person. You kind of have to make that personal commitment to say, look, I want to learn, I want to grow, and I'm going to commit. I'm going to make that time in my schedule to attend as much as I can. And maybe you can't attend live, which is why I like GoToMeeting and Facebook, so you can catch up. Sometimes I just, create a playlist. I just go through while I'm doing laundry or washing my hair or whatever. I'll just go through and play all the things that I missed. But I think it's really a mindset. I think that the activity in meetings reflects a representative's focus on their own success.
Yes, I agree. I'm 100% with what you're saying, because I do not want to miss any training, and we can't get together this time. So face it, I was out today and one of my neighbors say, hi, how you doing? You want coffee? I'm like, sure. But then she went come in the house and said, no, I'm sorry. I'll wait for it here. And, she brought me coffee and we talked through the fence. But I was one that used to go to her house and sit down with her. She ordered products for me. We talked about, things. We used to catch up. So, right now we just have to be a little different. What do you think, guys? And Melissa's here. Melissa, Vilma, and Linda. Thank you all for interacting with us. And we would like to hear from you. What's your best approach for using some of these platforms? What is it that you're doing that's working? We certainly are going to share some of the things that we do to drive attendance to these meetings, what's working for us. So I'm going to start. Hi, Marissa. I'm going to start. And then Georgiana, she's going to share some of what works for her. And I hope that whatever idea you get from here, that you just, yes, you share it. You share the video with your team, and you develop just one idea that might work for you with the platforms that you have and with the time that you have to be able to do these live meetings with your team. Using GoToMeeting is a great start. This is a free platform, StreamYard. Linda says it has become difficult making connections with new people through the pandemic. Yes. So that's why we want to bring this idea to all of you. And I want to share what works for me. I have been doing these meetings for a while. And since everything started, I decided to start doing trainings virtually, not so much with my customers. My customers are mostly older, and we're more of a, pick up the phone and answer calls. A lot of them are ordering online. So my customer base has been totally reduced with online ordering and with phone conversations, them coming and pick up the products, but nothing virtually, I have to admit. My virtual meetings come with my team. So there's two ways that I like to do these virtual meetings. One-on-one, that means me and another representative, whether that representative is me and Georgie, whether it's established or a representative who's new in the business. I myself focus a lot on the new representatives because they have the drive, they have the new vision that they want to conquer the Avon world and they want to become successful. Where the established representatives like me and Georgiana and all of you that I see here.
Oh, I'm still in the new category. I still want to come through the Avon world.
Well, we basically already know what we want to do, what we're doing, what's working, and we're just trying to reinvent and find new ideas all the time. But we basically know pretty much the business pretty well. But let me tell you some of the things that work to drive the attendance. So I can be with one-on-one. The one-on-one are usually the ones that have most of the percentage of attendance, 100%. Like when I schedule one-on-one, say, okay, it's on my calendar. Every day I schedule one-on-one. I have one at 3 p.m. today. I had two. So I try to schedule at least one a day. So that's my goal. One a day where I can reach out to a new representative, even established representative. And then, I RSVP, of course, when we say we're going to do a meeting. And then 10 minutes before the meeting, I send them a little note and I say, I'm getting ready. See you in 10 minutes. So that kind of let them know that the meeting is going to start in 10 minutes to be able to wrap up everything. But, sometimes when I know that the person is already focused on our call and we've been connecting through phone calls, I don't even have to do that because I know that they're going to be there, that she's going to be there. So the other category is the what I always call team meetings, but these are virtual. So virtual team meetings basically is one team leader inviting their new team. So this has been working. She gets everyone in a group. We use WhatsApp. She does it in WhatsApp. You can use Messenger if that's the more the most popular one. You can use Messenger and then add everybody that's committed. That's the word. That's committed to being on that call. And the way that you can ask them is, hey, we're having these calls. Our calls with this team leader is every Wednesday at 5 p.m. So she asked her team, we're having these trainings every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Are you available? Would you like to be part of this? So she sends out the meeting the day before, and then 15 minutes later, 15 minutes before the meeting, she sends a message. Hey, how are you? Are you ready? See you in 15 minutes. And then, of course, I'm in that group too, and I help her, develop that excitement. Yes, we're ready, and this and that. And once we are in the call, guess what we do? We take our phone, we start taking screen pictures, and we send them to the group. Hey, everyone, we're here. We're waiting for you. Let's connect, and just to build the excitement. And we have found that those who are not connecting right away at the time, that they start connecting once they start seeing the pictures. So lastly, I would like to share how I structure my meetings. I like to structure my meetings, number one, with sales. So we talk about sales. We talk about a product. We talk about how to sell it. We talk about bonuses, the pathway to premiere. All that is the sales part. And then the leadership part is the incentives, how much money they're going to earn with leadership. What are some tactics that they can implement with leadership? And one thing that we did this time at the end that I thought everybody liked, we kind of like, yeah, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So that's what I have to share.
Those are great tips. I was taking notes. I love that you have a structure, but it's like a loose format so you can flow with it, and that you're sending those reminders. I don't know, maybe because I come from a professional atmosphere, like the meetings that I've done, I also do meetings outside of Avon with other professionals. And I encourage everyone to find like a local chamber of commerce or a local community that you can meet with. And so I do these meetings, and I'm in person. I put in my calendar, I set the time so I remember. And I don't know if I just expect everyone to function on that level.
I used to be the same way, but
I put it in your calendar. We're not babies, but
what's wrong with you? Well,
so for me, that's one area where I probably need to work on. Full transparency here in these chats. We're all learning and growing together. I'm just letting you know, that is not something I've done, but I'm gonna try it because I would love to see better attendance in my meetings as well, because I know that once you come out and you learn, you'll grow, you'll develop, you'll do better in your business, and you'll be more successful. But you just have to get your butt in the seat, So that's something that I think I can try.
I'm minimizing a few of the, because we feel disappointed. I mean, even me, I am heartbroken when I'm preparing and I'm like, okay, I'm going to have, I do my hair, I do my makeup, I put a little bit of makeup, and then I'm like, where's everybody? Hello?
And I think we all have that. We all have that challenge. Whenever I meet with other leaders, it's a similar thing. Like, why aren't people joining? What can't we do to get them interested? And if you guys are in the chat box, if you have some feedback on why you're not attending meetings, I mean, you're probably not going to have that here because you're attending this meeting. But if there's something that you're finding where you would love to see a change made to make it easier for you to join a meeting or more interesting for you to join, please, we're all, again, learning and growing. Share in the chat box. We'd all have to know how we can make the meetings better for everybody. So, don't be afraid. We're not going to jump on your comments. Ooh, I disconnected something. During the meeting reminders. But I also do want to encourage people to get your calendar out. We have Google Calendar. If you have a recurring meeting, put it in your calendar. Set a reminder for yourself. I mean, I'm not perfect. I do miss meetings, and I do try to catch up. Life just kind of comes up, but growing yourself. So
we're having a little.
so great tips, Milagros. Thank you for sharing.
Can
Did I lose
everybody
you?
hear good? Because somehow I was having a little bit. We're having a little bit of
Okay, now you're back.
yeah, yeah. We were having a little bit of interference. I wasn't sure if everybody was hearing us. So we're good to go.
All right. Yes. So thank you, Milagros, for sharing. Those are really great tips. And I love that.
For being so honest, because let me tell you, it could be frustrating when you're trying to. It makes you want to give up, and I've seen many of my team leaders give up on that because they say, I don't have anyone to work with. I don't have a team that wants to work. Well, I'm going to challenge you. We are going to challenge you to work with a one-on-one, work with representatives who are new. And if you don't have new representatives, then it's a good idea that you start recruiting more and that you bump up your recruiting efforts so that you can have people to work with. And that's all there is. There's going to be new representatives who start and they're very excited, and then all of a sudden you don't even see them on Facebook because they actually unfriended you and walked away from your from your sweet leader.
You're not the first leader, and not only in this company, you're not the first person that I've heard that from. I would say, and this is me speaking, this is what I tell myself when I start to find myself in that mindset of, oh, this is not going to work. I don't, nobody wants this. I'm wasting time. Whenever I start that negative voice in my head, I tell myself, you know what though? My job is to train and coach. So maybe right now there's no one here who is ready to take advantage of that, but I want to make sure that I'm there for them when they are ready. Because I know there's a time in my life where my focus, and this comes and goes, where my focus might be elsewhere, but when I'm ready to come back, it's easier for me to come back if there's already a system in place, if I already know when the meetings are. And I remember when I was in college, like for finals, I would be gone because I would just live in school, so I wasn't coming out to go to meetings. But if I knew that there's a meeting every Thursday at such and such a place, I could show up there. Whether it's online, back then it was in person, but if there's a meeting online, this is the link, this is the time where you meet up with everyone, you can kind of just transition back in. So I tell myself that, create a system so that people are aware. And I try to do, when I used to have my parties, I used to have them on the third Thursday. It's easy to remember. But if you have it every Tuesday, now I do my team meetings every Tuesday, the same day that the campaign closes. So if the campaign is closing, we're going to have a meeting 1 hour after. And if you don't know when the campaign is due, but you saw an email from me saying you have a meeting, that that's the last day for the campaign. So I try to use things to reinforce these days.
I love that tip. Because the campaign already closed, so you want to basically recognize and then just move on to the new campaign. I love that.
Yeah, same time.
I think
close we move on. It's good, yeah. So I try to do like those little mind games to kind of reinforce the time so that somebody who, when they're ready, they can be there. And for me, I've been trying to just tell myself that I, kind of just want to be the best leader that I can, to be there for my team when they're ready, but also to not let other people's actions. And I got to be honest with you guys, because I was going through a slump where I wouldn't say depressed, but frustrated. And I used to do live trainings on my Facebook page before, me and Milagros started doing these lives. I used to do a Tuesday night live. And one of these days, how Facebook reminds you, like 3 years ago, this is what you were doing. And one of my old videos came up, and I don't know why, I pressed play and I was listening to it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to myself here, because I'm telling, like in that video, old Georgie was saying, don't let other people's actions influence your actions. You know what you have to do. You know what your goals are. Don't let other people's lack of energy and lack of focus drain your energy, because that's what happens. And I think that's what the rub is when you're trying to build your business and there are other people around you who are not of the same mindset. Then you start to lose some of your momentum too. But you don't want to let other people steal your thunder. You don't want to let other people take away from that high energy that you have. And I was reminded of this by myself, oddly enough. But sometimes we need that reminder,
Yes,
So I want to remind you guys, don't let other people's lack of motivation make you less motivated. Connect with other people who are high energy and motivated and encouraged. They're out there. Maybe they're not in your team, or maybe they're not in your company. Just it's your responsibility to find that.
Or maybe there's just in your household. I have found that my husband, Carlos, sometimes I go to him complaining, and then he said, "Are you complaining?" I'm like, "What am I going to tell?"
No. It's true, my best friend. And I laugh because I don't know if I mentioned this, but in 2000, when I graduated from college, it was also a slump in the economy. And I couldn't get a job within my profession. I was looking at transitioning to another profession temporarily just so that I could make money because I had student loans to pay off. And my best friend, I always thank her for this, but she was like, "Well, what about Avon?" And at the time, my mindset was, what about Avon? That's side money. That's just a little, again, that, what you tell yourself affects your behavior. I was like, yeah, that's just for a little extra cash on the side. But she was like, well, but people make, I remember, but people make money with that. And I was just like, well, yeah, okay, let me see. And that's when I got plugged in and I started to go to meetings and I started to connect with my district manager. And that's when I became more regular in my business. But it was that little thing of, okay, you're already doing this. Why don't you just take it to the next level?
Yeah,
And
so stop playing with it.
Surround yourself with those people.
Hello, Liz. It says, yeah, very good time. She took your advice of meetings. I love that. I love that so much. After the campaign, 1 hour later.
You gotta remember. But do what works for you. Do what works for your people and your team, your schedule. For me, I know I'm on there at the end of the campaign to make sure any final orders are in. I'm already at the computer. I know a lot of my teammates are already at the computer. So, why not join?
Very good. That's awesome. Good job. Good share. Thank you.
So one tip before you move on, I wanted to share something else that you said triggered this thought. We were talking about, Linda. Linda said that it's become difficult making connections with people. Yes, but through trials and adversity, you come up with great solutions and new ideas. So between something Milagros said and your comment, I thought to myself, okay, we have such great apps like StreamYard and Zoom and GoToMeetings. Why not use them as platforms to connect with people? In the past, we might call a person or meet a person and get together for a coffee chat. Why not have a virtual coffee chat and use this?
You were sharing that.
Yeah. Yes. You can share your products. You can talk to them. At the very least, you can use it as an opportunity to connect with someone and get to know them. And you might find, like, while you guys are talking, I thought about a customer I have. She is maybe 45 minutes away, and we've transitioned to online ordering, but every once in a while, she calls me to place her order and I have it shipped to her. But every once in a while, she's like, when are you coming into my town? And I'm like, never, because it's 45 minutes away. Milagros is like, everything is 45 minutes away, but for me, I'm like,
at least. 45? Oh, I'll be right there.
For me, I'm like, that is the other side of the world. I don't want to go. And she's like, I would love, you still have your car, right? Do you want to, maybe you could come out and see me and we can have coffee. And I'm like, I don't have the time. If I'm out there, it's different. Yeah. But to make a trip to go out there to have coffee, I'm like, I got coffee like here already.
I don't need Starbucks either.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, maybe she is a potential person now that I couldn't invite. And I'm going to try this and I'm going to let you guys know how it goes. Because I know there's going to be a technology milestone to overcome, but like you said, it's a challenge. So I'm going to take the challenge for myself too. But I'm going to see if maybe instead of getting together physically, spending my gas and my 45 minutes to get to her house, just so that we can have coffee, I'm going to try to invite her to like a one-on-one chat where we could still see each other, because that's what she's like, I want to see you. And I'm like, okay, maybe we could do a virtual thing and I could share some of the new products with her, but at least we can see each other and talk a little bit. And, kind of, I know she just wants to have that time spent together, and maybe we could try to do it that way. But I know that there are a lot of representatives who are
like, something in the back. Hey, I wanted to share my favorite song of the week. I've been listening.
Yes, make it a little less formal, not like a food, like a presentation, but kind of like a get together. I love that. I'm gonna try that.
A little bit of dancing.
Yeah, kind of make a little fun thing out of it. And I think that it, especially like time wise, it's gonna save me the gas and the commute. So that's becoming more efficient. And then I might be able, if it works, to be able to schedule more of those back to back, because I don't have to travel in between different events. And I think it's also going to allow me to connect with more people, because again, like I said, the customers that I used to service in my area, my area is just a small microcosm, but I have customers now all across the US. So maybe I can now connect to people in other states that I wouldn't normally meet face to face. So I'm going to see if I can structure something where I can meet up with my customers and, kind of have my friend calls it hangar, to hang out, but it's like Spanglish.
That's better than talking to my chickens. Okay. I can talk to my chickens all day, but I'd rather talk to humans. Thank you for sharing, Georgia. And thank you all for sharing and just sharing. That's a great idea. Linda, Maritza, thank you all. And our last subject, which of course we left it for last, is sales. Yes.
We all love the products.
Yes. So let's talk about inventory.
Good one. So Millie, you're big on having products in stock. Do you want to kick us off, and then I'll share some of my favorite products to keep in stock?
I love the sales part. And for a while, I didn't think that I was good selling. But, one thing that dawned on me is that people don't want to see me as a seller. They want to see me as someone who's sharing the products, who's loving the products, who's wearing the products, who's Avon products 24/7, won't buy anything if Avon has it. Forget about other competitions. It's all about consuming your own products and sharing and being an example of the products that you love. So for me, throughout the years, I developed a small inventory that I can sell in 2 weeks. What works for me is that inventory are products that I use every day, and that I know that I'm going to grab from my store. My little store is right there. And I'm going to grab and I'm going to use, I'm going to resell. Sometimes I have gifts to give to. If I have a birthday party, or if I have, right now we don't go to birthday parties, but birthdays and, giveaways that you want to do a little present to your neighbor, or, just someone, you just grab it from your store and you have gifts right there. So you don't have to rush to the store to buy something when you can just, get it from your store. So that's what works for me, an inventory that I can use, products that I use, and a variety of products that I know my customers will buy because I know what they like. Some of these products are fragrances, skincare, the skin's so soft, and I know that I'm not going to mention the other one because you're going to talk about that one. Our summer product.
We look at it differently. Share.
Now you're going to talk about the summer product. What is the summer product? The one and only summer product.
Bug guard.
Wow.
Can't live without it. Our
It.
summer must-haves.
Yes. So tell me what works for you, Georgiana, as far as
I found it's the same way. When I first got started, I would buy stuff because, just because when you're first getting started, you maybe don't really know where to start. And I never want people to feel like you need to buy things and invest your money in stuff that you're not going to sell. Because that's not the point. We're here for sales. We're sales representatives. So the goal is to sell stuff, not stock stuff. So I think that's also a barrier in our mindset that we need to remove, because a lot of people will come in like, I don't want to stock stuff, or I'll meet representatives who, yeah, I did that before, and I ended up being stuck with so much stuff. So that's not the point. It's not to store. It's to maybe have an inventory, like Milagros said, stuff that you're using, stuff that you can give as gifts. And I like that because I find that I do the same thing. I find that stuff that me and my family use regularly are the stuff that now I keep in stock. So as you get wiser, older and wiser in your Avon career, you kind of get a feel for what those things are. So for me, in the summer especially, it's the Bug Guard and the Skin So Soft. Skin So Soft I actually keep a little bit of year round. I order them like 10 at a time because I know I will use them, my family will use them, and every once in a while I have a customer. For some reason, anytime you tell somebody that you're an Avon representative, they're like, oh, that Skin So Soft. Do you have any? And I'm usually like, yeah, I've got a bottle in my trunk or in my house or somewhere close by for that immediate sale. So I think that the Skin So Soft is a great thing to have on hand. It does come in 2 sizes. I like to pair these 2 sizes. The spray makes it easy for you to just apply, quick application. And then I offer the bonus size bottle. Is this? Yes, the 25-ounce bonus to refill the smaller one. So I always encourage my customers, really and truly, the bigger one is a better buy, but the spray bottle it's easy, makes the application easier. So if you're just using it in your bath, this one is fine, but if you want to spray it on your skin, a lot of my customers use it on the go. For various reasons, they like to, I'll never forget one day Milagros said she likes the oil for when she's tanning. To be bacon.
And I
I have customers, they like that crispy feel in the summer. They want to lather up in the oils and then go sit out in the sun. So, it makes it easier. So I always pair these 2. So I always have these 2 in stock. And then, sometimes a customer doesn't maybe have the funds for the bigger bottle. So at least they can get some in the smaller bottle. And then later on, when this is empty, they can come back and refill. So I try to share tips with my customers to help them get the bigger buy, and I make sure that I have some products in stock. Same thing with the Bug Guard. I always have the towelettes and the aerosol, because you go to events. I mean, now we're not maybe doing big events, but you're going out. So you want to make sure you have a Bug Guard. The other day I went to my house, like literally got out of the car and a mosquito was following me. I was like, I always keep a can in my back seat. So I was just like, let me spray up before I get out. And I encourage my family to do the same thing. All of my family members have a can of Bug Guard in their car, because you step out of that car and they will come for you.
Oh, so yeah. Here they will carry you, lift you up, and put you in the car. They're animals.
They're beasts. Yeah, I hear that a lot in the southern states where it's warmer year round. I got a lot of customers who were like, I need Bug Guard year round. And I have customers who travel to the islands and warmer countries year round. So I try to keep some Bug Guard in stock, even outside of the spring and summer seasons, because I know that there's always somebody traveling. And now I'm starting to keep, 1 or 2 of those travel size bottles too, because you hear someone who's going away.
Yeah.
A great
just stick it in your purse. Yeah. Your makeup bag.
Just let them know, oh, you're going away, take this with you. It's an investment. Give it as a free gift. And when they come back, they'll thank you for it, and then they'll buy more for the whole family. So
yes, I love all this. Thank you so much. And everyone, thank you for being here with us. I think we covered a lot today. We always go a little bit out of time. We try to keep our calls
We're
between
sharing a lot.
45 minutes. Sometimes it takes us an hour to talk about everything. But
it's
fun.
good conversation.
It's really
Good
fun.
conversation.
Yeah.
I
So
picked myself. There was something you said that I wanted to piggyback on, and I cannot remember what it was. So we're gonna have to do a little add in the chat box later.
that'll be another topic for next week. So we can have much more to talk about. Thank you, Maritza. Maritza says she learns a lot. Thank you so much for commenting and for interacting with us. And like always, if you want a subject or a favorite subject that you would like for us to develop more, of course we could. And we're thankful for you guys to be part of our following, our friendship, and thank you so much. God bless you all. Have an amazing, amazing rest of the week. And like always, we will see you next Thursday at the same time with Georgiana.
And if you missed it, or if you have friends or teammates who are not on Facebook and unable to watch the lives, we do post these videos to our YouTube channel. So be sure to follow me, Georgiana H, and Milagros is on Avon Wings on our YouTube channels, so that you can, if you want to share the videos or watch outside or just save for later.
And subscribe. We have many trainings there that you can take advantage of in different playlists, categories.
I love a big tutorial.
Many sharing. You'll see the difference when we first started, how shy we were with videos, and now we're just like, who cares? Let's just say what we.
But it's good because I feel like this format is great, because I think, especially like in today's meeting, you saw a lot of our kind of piggybacking on each other's ideas. But this is why it's so important to go to the meetings, to connect with other representatives, other people of the same mindset, because you'll, like, Milagros will say something and I'll take that and say, oh, maybe I could try this. So I'll say something and Milagros will say, oh, that's a good idea. Or maybe I can try this. So that's why it's so important. My mom always says knives sharpen knives. So you want to make sure you're with some sharp knives so both of you can sharpen each other. But that's why meetings are so important.
I love that. And I certainly learn from you every day. Every time we talk, you have something amazing to share. Even if it might seem something that you do just like natural, it might not be so natural for whoever is listening to you. So make sure that you share with us. Also, we want to learn from all of you. We want to make sure that we continue connected with each other, and that we continue that motivation, and that we don't give up ever.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it.
We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Go team. Go team. Go team.
I love that.
It worked. Everybody was like, ooh, oh.
Yeah, it does make you like, yeah. You repeat that to yourself often enough. We can do it. We can do it. You start believing it, and you start to surprise yourself.
We even got a little bit of workout in the chair. Yeah.
Always making me do exercise.
Well, I'm sweating here. Look. You can do it. You can do it. Well, thank you all,
everyone. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye, Georgiana. Thank you so much. Bye.